Hey guys, Zangetsu 134 here, and I'm getting finally to my DuckTales vlog. I will have Kamen Rider for you hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to actually watch episodes 4 and 5 since they're both out now to catch up and kind of apologize for the fact that I didn't get to 4 last week. Yeah, I kind of had some bad time to try and catch videos, and then I was out of town for the weekend. So I've been trying to catch up, and I'm finally having the time to do so. So anyway, we'll start off with DuckTales. This is, I think, the first time they haven't done, like, 2 episodes in a review. Last week was basically episodes 3 and 4. The episodes are, I think, being aired in, like, out of order. And I think they're being, like, done so in, like, production order. So I have no idea what episode this actually is. I think this is... If the pilot is episodes 1 and 2, and the last couple episodes were 3 and 4, I guess this is episode 5? But anyway, so this episode, Webby meets a young girl who wants to go to this party, and she invites Webby, but it turns out it's a party for Ma Beagle's birthday, which then leads Webby and her new friend to be chased by the Beagle Boys. So this episode's kind of where I start worrying about the fact that we've really not seen Uncle Scrooge in a lot of these episodes, which kind of frustrates me because, like, as much as I like seeing the new nephews and the new Webby, I kind of watched this show for the adventures with Uncle Scrooge and Donald and Launchpad, but so far they've really barely been in the show. Now granted, I'm perfectly fine with just having the nephews and Webby having solo adventures that are just kind of like small little filler bits. Like that, like are just kind of little mild adventures that have some setup for stuff later, like this episode did. And I'm not spoiling that ending, because that ending was fantastic. Go watch this show, because that revelation was amazingly done. You gotta go watch it. This show is great. So, anyway. But I do worry a little bit just because of the fact that David Tennant is doing Scrooge. And, he's busy with doing stuff for Marvel and Nickelodeon. He is very busy, which makes me worry we're not going to get a lot of Scrooge because of the fact that his voice actor is too busy for this show. Which I hope is not the case, because I really, really like Tennant as Scrooge. He's one of the things that really won me over about this show. That and the fact that they fixed Webby, which so far they really wanted to push that their Webby is not as bad as the previous Webby, which fine enough. Like you could have also introduced a modern take on Bubba the Cave Duck, and you guys probably could do it, just with how well you've done this show so far. But I just worry that we're not going to get a lot of Scrooge just because Tennant is too busy for the show, and eventually people will get kind of annoyed with the show and drop it. Despite the fact that it's already been approved to have another season of this show. But anyway, that's more my worries, is because I feel like we're going to be getting a lot less Scrooge episodes, despite the fact that Scrooge is usually the best part of DuckTales. And as someone who's a big Scrooge McDuck fan. But anyway, with that out of the way, this was a really fun episode. I really loved seeing all the different Beagle Boys. I loved Webby finally making her own friend outside of Scrooge's family. And it was all around a really, really good episode. The best parts for me would be Webby, and I think her name's Lena. I really kind of missed the name. It's because I think she only really ever said it like once or twice. But yeah, I liked her and Webby's interactions. I love the fact that Webby really wants to have what the boys have, in that, you know, they have their own, almost like their own language, and that like they have history with each other that Webby doesn't know about. You know, like I like the fact that like they make inside jokes and Webby doesn't get it. And then Webby and Lena become such good friends and have their own adventures that the boys don't get what they're saying. It was really cute. But yeah, I really liked seeing all the different Beagle Boys. I loved the. My favorite was I think the 5th district and 6th district meanies and nices, just for the fact that they were like 1920s like New York gangs and like a 50s barbershop quartet. I really like the weird French Cirque du Soleil Beagle Boys and just how bizarrely weird they are. And like there was like a 90s like extreme skateboarders. It was just great. Those Beagle Boys were hilarious. I really enjoyed watching the Beagle Boys in this episode just because of how weird they were. And I liked the whole exploration of letting Webby like go on an adventure without the boys. If only so like she can more get used to the real world. Just because while the boys can have adventures and stuff, they've already experienced the real world, and sometimes they forget that Webby has not been in the real world that much. You know, she's lived in McDuck Manor for as long as Mrs. Beakley has ran the manor. You know, so she doesn't really understand the real world and has been trained for basically being a doomsday prepper in a way. Yeah, no, it was great to see Webby like really want to have a friend that wasn't a McDuck family member, or it was in some ways normal, and you know, until we get the revelation of who she is at the end. But yeah, it was just a fun episode. Like once again, this show is really good. You know, the humor is still on par with what it is, and the fact that they really want to set up all the characters on like, and I'm not saying this as a jab to the old DuckTales. Like, they really want to set these characters up instead of just throwing them at us and just being like, you know, this is this character, and they all have this history with Scrooge that we never knew about, and you know, we kind of just get hints at. This one wants you to have an idea that these characters are coming, and that we're going to see like this whole new group of characters. But yeah, no, like I said, this is a good episode. I'm probably going to cut this one a little short just because, like I said, it does feel like filler, other than it's to set up new characters and to give, like, Webby a little bit of an extra bit of time to shine. So yeah, this is a decent episode. I do hope, like I said, we get to see more of Scrooge and Launchpad and Donald. And we just get to have more adventures with Scrooge. But yeah, otherwise, guys, this was a good episode of DuckTales, and this is my vlog on DuckTales episode 5. So, yeah. Otherwise, guys, this is Zangetsu 134. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I release my common art events. Take care.